welcome to your YouTube channel Origin IVF. I am Dr. Rashmi Sharma, Director of Origin Fertility and IVF. So today we are going to talk about a very frustrating problem of nil sperms in the semen. So if there is an infertile couple and the report of semen analysis comes out to be nil sperm, so it is quite understandable that it's so frustrating and so devastating for a couple. So now let us understand about this condition. So medically we know this condition as azoospermia. Azoospermia meaning finding no sperms in the normal semen analysis. So now what do you do if you have this sperm report? Then what do you do? First thing is, there are no symptoms of this condition. So this is very important for any infertile couple, that semen analysis should actually be the first investigation when you are suffering from infertility. Because many a time we do get so many patients wherein hundreds of tests have been done for the women, but a simple semen analysis was not done, and so much time and money is wasted just because the men thought that there can be no problem with his semen because there were no symptoms. Okay, so once you have got this report, first of all it should be repeated, and ideally it should be repeated in an IVF lab, because there is a huge difference between a normal laboratory and an IVF laboratory. You know, the process of finding a sperm in an IVF laboratory is different than a routine laboratory, and it is done according to the WHO guidelines, wherein we centrifuge the whole semen, concentrate it, and then try to see various fields of the semen, and finding even 3-4 sperms is possible. So sometimes if we find 3-4 sperms, then you know it makes our job quite easy. It becomes very good for the patient, because in that case we don't need to do anything else. Just pick out those sperms and can do IVF ICSI, and the problem is solved. Okay, but in case even if you know in the IVF lab we get a report that there are no sperms, so first we have to understand that why such a condition can happen. You know, why there will be a man where there are no sperms in the semen. So for that you have to understand how sperm production happens in a body, in a man's body. So the sperms are produced in an organ called testis, which are lying in the scrotal sacs outside the body, and from there the sperms travel through tubes, and those tubes are known as vas deferens, and then from there they travel and come outside in the semen. So there could be two reasons of having nil sperms in the semen. One could be no production, that means testis is not forming any sperms, and the other could be tubal block. That means the way through which the sperms come out in the semen is blocked. The production is happening. So these two types of azoospermia is known as obstructive azoospermia, wherein the sperm production in the testis is normal, but they are not able to come out because the tubes which carry these sperms outside the body are blocked. The others are non-obstructive azoospermia, where there is no problems in the passage of a sperm, but as such the sperms are not forming in the testis. So now let us understand why there will be non-obstructive azoospermia, meaning why in which conditions sperms will not be forming in the testis. So there could be many reasons for that. One of them, you know, very common reason is the genetic reasons, you know, which is in nobody's hand. So there are certain genes which are responsible for sperm production, and these are found in the Y chromosome of a man. So sometimes those genes are defective or deleted, which we know as Y chromosome microdeletion. So if there is such kind of genetic error in a man, sperms will not form. And then sometimes there are other genetic problems like XXY syndrome, medically which we call it as Klinefelter syndrome. So these are the genetic problems. Then sometimes there could be some local problem at the level of testis. Maybe the patient had some history of trauma in childhood, some history of surgery, you know. Then sometimes infections, particularly mumps infections. You know, mumps is a kind of infection which affects the lymph nodes in the neck, and it usually happens during childhood. But that viral fever, which is mumps, affects the testes also and destroys a total testis, and the sperms they fail to form then. And then sometimes there could be a condition called as undescended testis. Okay, so this is a condition in which in a child the testes are not present in the scrotum outside the body, they are still inside the abdomen. So if they are still inside the abdomen, the temperature of the abdomen is higher than the scrotal sac, and that is why those testes they get destroyed because of the body's heat. So in a child, if you have a case in children where the testes have failed to descend outside the body, a surgery is done as early as possible to bring out those testes outside, so that we can prevent damage to testes and sperm production can happen. But in a patient in whom that surgery was not done, or because of whatever reason, then testes will not produce sperms. Okay, so these could be the reasons, and there could be sometimes hormonal problems, right? Especially, if you are going to a gym, trying to build body, so in that case, so many times testosterone supplements are given, steroid supplements are given. So that kind of supplements, which are usually used to build up muscles, they're very harmful for the sperms, and that will lead to decrease in the production of sperms. And then at times there would be a problem called hypogonadotropic hypogonadism, wherein the hormones FSH and LH in a man's body are very little, and that's why the testis is not able to form sperms. So these are some of the reasons of testis not forming sperms. Now looking at the causes of why the tubes may be blocked, in cases of obstructive azoospermia. So in some of the patient it could be congenital. That means by birth those tubes are absent. That is known as congenital absence of vas deferens. Particularly in these patients, you will also find a gene called cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is an illness which affects lungs. Okay. Then one of the most common reason for this kind of tube block is vasectomy, which is a sterilization operation for men. So we do get so many couples wherein in a hurry the men underwent vasectomy, and then later on something happened with the child, or maybe because of second marriage, now the tubes are blocked, and of course the sperms cannot come out into the semen. Right? The other causes of getting these vas deferences or the other tract block may be infections, particularly tuberculosis in our country. Other than tuberculosis, a lot of other sexually transmitted diseases may be responsible for such kind of blockage. And sometimes surgeries in that area, like hernia surgery and other hydrocele, can lead to damage to tubes and blocked tubes. So this could be reasons that why the tubes are blocked. Okay. So now coming to the treatment, what do we do? We know there are no sperms, and first of all we have to establish that what kind of azoospermia we are dealing with. Are we dealing with obstructive azoospermia, or are we dealing with non-obstructive azoospermia? So how do we determine that? It's very simple. We can just take some sample from the testis itself, which is surgical sperm retrieval techniques. Okay, so surgically we try to see whether there are some sperms present in the testis or not, and there could be many techniques for that. Some of them could be just by a needle, wherein you put in a needle inside the testis and try to aspirate the tissue, and in that aspirate only you can find sperms. Sometimes you do PISA, this is known as TISA, testicular sperm aspiration. And sometimes you do PISA, which is percutaneous epididymal sperm aspiration, wherein you put in a needle in the epididymis, which is an organ, just above the testis, and you can find sperms there. Then sometimes just simple needle aspiration fails to procure sperms. In that case, we will have to take a little sample from the testis, which is known as TESSE, which is a small biopsy-like operation. Just usually done under local anesthesia with a very small cut, which the cut is almost around 7 mm to 1 cm. Without much problems, we take out a very little sample from the testis, and that sample is given in the IVF lab, and the embryologist can tell us then and there whether sperms are present or not. Right? And then there is a higher advanced technique which is known as micro-TESSE. Okay? So especially in case of non-obstructive azoospermia, so where the sperms are not producing, there could be certain areas, very small focal areas in the testis which might be producing sperm. Rest of the testis is damaged, but there may be some areas. So how do we find those? For that, whole of the testis is taken out and delivered outside the skin. Whole of the testis is bisected into 2 pieces, and then through a microscope, during the surgery, using an operative microscope, we can try to see thick tubules and try to ascertain through the microscope that where can we find sperms. And then you take multiple biopsies from both the hemisections of the testis and try to find sperms. Okay, so now let's just say that we have done surgical sperm retrieval for you, and if we have found sperms, what do we do? In that case, we freeze the sperm, if it is worth freezing. And then now we have got the sperm sample, we go ahead with IVF ICSI, in which we give some injections to your wife or to the lady and try to make multiple eggs, and those eggs are taken out, and each egg is injected with one single sperm. This technology is known as intracytoplasmic sperm injection. This technology has revolutionized the treatment of male infertility. You know, it's a boon for those men who do not have sperms or who have very little sperm. This came into clinical practice in around 1983-84, and since then the technology of ICSI has produced millions of babies worldwide. Okay, so that's a lucky situation wherein we have found the sperm and then gone ahead with IVF ICSI and hopefully with the positive results. Because there could be circumstances where even on testicular biopsy or even on surgical sperm retrieval, we do not get sperms. Okay, that means in that man's body, sperm is not forming. Sperm production is not taking place. In that case, there is no other way other than using donor sperms for that patient. You know, we can go ahead with donor sperm, IUI. Right? There is no technology yet wherein we can form the sperms. Right? There is no technology for regeneration or generation of sperm. In that case, we will just have to replace it with donor sperm and go ahead with donor sperm, IUI. So I hope this information will prove useful to you and will help you in in creating some sort of knowledge for your condition. Thank you so much. If you have some questions, you can write down in the comments and we would try to answer them. And if you wish to come and take an appointment, the number is given in the screen below. You can take an appointment. And if you wish to consult online, there is My Follow Up app which you can download from Google Play Store. My doctor ID is 659 in that app. And you can first of all, if you're not in the Delhi or in the surrounding areas, you can first of all teleconsult and we would try to help you as much as possible.